Um, I will give you a prediction really quick because the algorithm loves predictions. Um, when I looked at the bracket for the first time, the first thing that popped out to me was the top half has an easier draw. Whereas I think right now the toughest teams, and I know Indiana just beat Ohio State, but it was the Big Ten championship game, not the national championship game. And I still think Indiana, they even admit it. They're a bunch of misfits. Their defense played out of their freaking minds. But I'll ask you, the audience, and you have to internalize this and ask yourself, because I asked myself the same question and I came to a very easy conclusion. If you're Alabama or Oklahoma or Oregon, or Ole Miss or Miami or A&M, I'm throwing out Tulane and JMU because they're participants in this. They're not serious contenders. Would you rather play Texas Tech or Indiana or Georgia or Ohio State? I would rather not have to see Georgia or Ohio State until the national championship game. That would be my preference. I would rather face Baron Morton and an Indiana team that is, don't get me wrong, Kurt Signetti, best coaching job maybe in college football history. But in the college football playoff, if you ask me, would you rather face Ohio State or Indiana? I would say I would rather face Indiana. That's just my preference. So the fact that both of those teams, Texas Tech and Indiana, are in the top half of the bracket, and Georgia and Ohio State are in the bottom half of the bracket, I think Alabama, Oklahoma, and Oregon have a better chance of making a deep run. If you were going to ask me of the two sides, which would you prefer? If you were going to take a team from outside the top four to make a run deep into the field, I would prefer a team in the top half of the bracket. I'm looking at Alabama. If Alabama can regain the form that won them 4 consecutive ranked games in October, I have seen enough ceiling from Bama to think that they can beat Indiana in a quarterfinal at the Rose Bowl. I can. Same thing with Oregon over Texas Tech. Now, I will say this. Texas Tech's defense might be the best defense in the entire field. I think that defensive line against the Oregon offensive line and freshman Dante Moore might be a really tough matchup. We've seen Indiana's defense really disrupt him. So I think that might be a bad matchup for Oregon. But I don't fully trust Baron Morton. When you get pressure on Morton, we saw it early stages of that Big 12 championship game when BYU was still in it. Morton was a little erratic. And then the defense for Texas Tech was just overwhelming. That Texas Tech defense is a championship unit. I'll be honest right now, Georgia and Texas Tech, that's my championship prediction right now. I think Georgia wins the national championship, and I think they beat Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech against Alabama in the Peach Bowl in a semifinal would be chef's kiss. I think Texas Tech would dominate Indiana. I'll be honest. I don't think Mendoza's, like, even in the Big Ten championship game, like, he was under heavy pressure. He almost got knocked out on the first play of the game. I thought he was knocked out. And Ohio State missed the field goal. Like, Ohio State really lost that game. Like, honestly, they did not play well. You credit the Indiana defense, but I think Alabama can beat Indiana. I do. And I think Alabama and Texas Tech would be an awesome semifinal. Georgia and Ohio State would be an awesome semifinal. I hope that's what it is. I hope it's Texas Tech, Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State. We'll see. But maybe it's Indiana's year. Can we just I'll give credit to Kurt Signetti for a minute. The coaching job he's done is unbelievable. In the 3 years, and this tweet kind of went like mini viral for me on Saturday night. In the 3 years prior to Kurt Signetti taking over at Indiana, they were 9-27. In the 2 years since, 24-2 with a Big Ten title and a Heisman winner at quarterback. Incredible. Perhaps the best coaching job in college football history. Congrats to Fernando Mendoza. We said it on last week's show. Whoever wins that Big Ten championship, Mendoza won it. He's going to be the Heisman Trophy winner. He's goofy. The narrative's weird, but you got to give credit to Kurt Cignetti, man. I can't hate on this guy. Like, do I think they're going to win the national championship? No, I do not. I do not think that. I think Georgia's better. I think Ohio State still is better. I even think Texas Tech could beat them. But you have to give credit to Kurt Cignetti, man. I mean, just an unbelievable turnaround in Bloomington. And the Big Ten champs going in undefeated as the number one team with the Heisman Trophy winner deserves all the frickin' flowers. So that's my college football playoff prediction. Early predictions. Georgia over Texas Tech. There's my championship for you. Hate it, love it, don't really care. That's my first gut initial reaction. That's where I'm at right now.